on.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to another authority interview here as well. Before we get to some of our big A-list speakers, I want to go people that dominate in their field, people just like me and you who are out there making it happen in today's market. And here we have a friend of mine who is absolutely amazing. She's a top consultant dealing with some very big brands all around the world, Canada and the United States as well. Welcome, Christine. How are you?
I'm great, JT. Thanks for having me today.
You know, it's interesting because at this time last year, there was 2,500 people and you were in the front row. So it was,
yes.
It's a bit different of reality. So I want to get straight to it too as well. 2020 is a year to forget. 2020, we're hoping there's going to be a pivot, a retransformation. How have you been able to pivot, since the month of April? And what have you done? And are you seeing something different about you that you did not know? And I think if you're a person who constantly strove to succeed, you should have had some kind of transformation. And so for you, what was your realization and transformation? Obviously on top of having to deal with kids and COVID and shutdowns and all that stuff and being on a plane a lot of the times to now being at home 24/7. So how have you been able to shift that?
I think there's been a lot of different transformations. The first was coming out of the denial that things had completely changed and I needed to look at my business model and change what was current. So the first part of the shutdown, the first part of the pandemic, I spent a lot of time just trying to get out in front of my clients and consulting. The next piece of it was, how do I reinvent my business? I was actually working harder than I'd ever worked before, being on Zoom calls for hours and hours a day. And, it looked to me like this isn't what I want to do, and it wasn't sustainable. So I created a few different products to be able to reach more people and to help ease off the anxiety, stress, and uncertainty that people are feeling. Because if I'm feeling it, I know that a lot of my clients, a lot of your clients are feeling it too. So I created that. And then I also worked with my clients to really pivot and invent new ways, like new streams of income. What else can they look at? What other investments can they do? Because there's a lot of opportunity. You and I speak fairly regularly as my coach, and we always talk about what's the next opportunity, what's the next piece. So I've actually been doing better in my business based on new opportunities because I didn't sit back and wait.
It's a good point. I think too many people are being reactive rather than proactive. It's like waiting for the virus to go away, waiting for a vaccine. And I'm sure all these things will eventually come away. But then you have to, it's the analogy I use about race cars, right? This is a chance to retool your car, to fix whatever you need to fix, test drive it, what works or what doesn't work, so that when things are lifted, you're jumping in the car and you're in the pole position rather than, oh my God, I'm starting from scratch. And I think too many people, and I think it's a sign of what happened this summer. Too many people took vacations. Too many people took time off. They were like, oh, I need to get away from this mindset rather than pushing through. And you're seeing a lot of the results of the people that are pushing through now versus the ones that obviously got stuck. So What would be your tip for you, a big mega success tip for everybody watching to succeed, to change, to transform, to repivot?
I think the biggest thing is being resilient. And I don't mean being tough. I mean being resilient in knowing that you're going to go through something and that it's your speed, your elasticity on how fast you get through that. How adaptable are you? So people are talking about pivots. I'm talking about adaptation. I'm talking about resiliency in a way that you don't have to be a superhero. You don't have to house it all. You can be vulnerable, go through things, and still actually create on the other side of it something way more powerful than you had.
No, and you're absolutely right as well. Here's the thing too, if you haven't realized that even when things go back to normal, it will never be back to normal, and that you need to really kind of step up, step out of the way, and that's what success is all about as well. And you know what? We're all changing because how you change is how you succeed. Thank you so much, Christine, for your words of inspiration here as well. And now we're on to some big time celebrities, or almost, depending on how we schedule all this. I have no idea. I just do what I do. And then I'm hoping on the other side, there's a big celebrity that pops up. But at the end of the day, it's people like Christine, people watching, people like myself who make things happen, who just don't talk about it, but actually make it happen. Thank you.
Thanks, JT.